Hello, welcome back to Garden Obsessed. My name is Carla, and today we are talking about one of my very favorite topics, and that is dahlias. Specifically, what dahlias am I growing in 2023? I'm here in the grow room checking on my babies here. We actually had a really cold night last night, and I had started kind of hardening some things off and had brought some of them in. Did bring in my ranunculus, but left the sweet peas out in the cold frame. They had been out for a couple of nights in the cold frame previous to now. We're doing really well. We're looking awesome. And last night got way colder than it was forecasted to get. When I got up this morning at 6 a.m., it was -6 out. So I don't know exactly how cold it got, but they are not too happy right now. So I'm gonna have to reseed a few of those. I think maybe like 60 to 70% are gonna make it, but the others definitely took a hit, mostly along the edges. In the center of the tray, I think they were sheltered from their neighbors, but that was very sad. So I definitely got a little ahead of myself and kind of fell for this false spring nonsense. But anyway, it had me thinking about dahlias, and I hadn't shared this year what I was growing. I did make 3 videos last year that includes the majority of these dahlias. I think I've got 60 total varieties, and 5 of those I think are new and weren't in last year's video. So if I can find all of the photos with labels and everything, I'll go ahead and throw them into this video as well. But if not, I'll leave links to those videos in the description and you can go back and watch those. I will add, I'll go through more in-depth descriptions and throw up some photos of the new ones for sure. But I've kind of got them divided by color category here. I'm gonna try to keep this to one video, so I'm gonna fly through a lot of them, a lot of the ones that I've already grown and that were in last year's videos. So we will start with the white category. So, and I'll tell you too, a lot of these I'm kind of in danger of losing, I guess. If you've seen some of my other dahlia videos, I got them in late last year. I dug them under not ideal conditions in the fall, and a lot of them I have only 1 or 2 tubers, and a lot of those are mothers. So fingers crossed that we don't leave or lose a bunch of these varieties. I think probably, a few casualties are to be expected. But so for the white category, I'm growing Fleurel, Ferncliff Pearl, Petra's Wedding, White Isa. Those are all ones that I only have 1 or 2 tubers, so any one of those I could lose. Ones that I know will be okay is I have the variety that I'm not sure what the name of, but I've been calling it Bride to Be. I'm calling it Not Bride to Be sometimes. And I have multiple tubers of that. I think there's no danger of losing that one, which is great. And then a new one in the white category this year, which I am super excited about, is Shiloh Jasmine. It's kind of cool. It's got kind of a yellowy greeny center. They're kind of iridescent white petals for the most part. But in the center, it's kind of been described as like a candlelight appearance. It's got a warmth in the middle. The blooms are 4 inches. They're a formal decorative, and the plant gets to be 4.5 feet tall. So I'm excited about that one. And if I lose any of those other white varieties, this one should ease the pain. That's it for the white ones that I've got this year. In yellow, they're all varieties I've grown in the past. Little Scotty and Lemon Drops. I only have 1 or 2 tubers, so fingers crossed for those. We've also got Blight and Softer Gleam, which is one I really like. We have, I'm not sure if it's Mern or Sylvia. I'll have to go back and look at where I actually bought it from, because originally I thought they were the same variety, but I think they're actually two distinct varieties, and I don't know which one I have, so I've been calling it interchangeably Mern and Sylvia, but I'll have to actually figure out which one it is. And I've got a lot of those. There's no danger of losing that one, and the same with Sunny Boy, which is probably one of like the best tuber producers ever. I have kind of an orange bronze category here. Again, there's no new ones in this color range, but I have Jomanda, Ferncliff Rusty, Zundert Mystery Fox, and Patricia Ann's Sunset. Those are all ones that, you know, I could lose. Other ones that I think are pretty safe are Jowie Chantel, Ben Houston, and Cornell Bronze. Ben Houston and Cornell Bronze are like, love those ones. And also Zundert Mystery Fox, I really hope I don't lose that one because it is such a unique color. I really enjoyed that one last year. So fingers crossed that all of those babies are safe as well. In the peach category, there's only one that I'm super worried about losing, and that's Lark's Ebb. And I've got a few others that I all grew last year. Peaches and Cream, of course, Snowho Doris, Linda's Baby, and Wine-Eyed Jill. I never quite know what category to put Wine-Eyed Jill in, but I threw her in with the peach category. So those are all dahlias that I love, and I hope they all make it. Now, the largest category that I have here color-wise is pink, blush, and rose colored dahlias. I think probably this is a lot of our most beloved color category. I'll start with the ones, it's quite a list of ones that are a little iffy. So there's JS Dorothy Rose, Sweet Love, Sandra, GH Lemurse, Sweet Natalie, Holly Hill Pink Tigress, Narrows Pam, Coralie, Castle Drive, Sir Richard. Those are all ones we need to cross our fingers for, and it's unfortunate because there's some beloved dahlias in that group. I'm gonna do a way better job this year. I just bit off more than I could chew last year. I think I've realized 100 dahlias is the absolute maximum that I can manage, and anything beyond that I just get overwhelmed and they suffer as a result. So we're cutting back, not on the varieties this year, but on the number of plants that I'm actually going to take care of and grow. So ones I'm not worried about, like multiple tubers here, is Caitlin's Joy, Esley, Ivana, Wizard of Oz, Chilson's Pride, Cafe au Lait, and then one that I picked up as new this year, but I have grown in the past, and this was odd because I had like 5 or 6 tubers and not one of them produced a viable eye last year, and that's Silver Years. So I did lose that one last year, but I managed to get another tuber, and I'm stoked because I really like that one. It's got 4-inch blooms, it's a decorative, it kind of looks semi-water lily, and it gets 4 to 5 feet high is what the literature says, but I don't think mine got anywhere near that high. But I really love that dahlia, and I'm super stoked to have that back again. Now we have, I separated out red, burgundy berries, and black dahlias, which are essentially like really dark red dahlias. We'll start with the red, I guess. Akita and Babylon Red I grew for the first time last year. Neither of those did very well, so we're gonna cross our fingers for those ones as well. But I grew one called Short Track, and it was prolific. I have so many of those tubers. It was the most prolific. There's 20 some tubers that I have of that, and I started with like 2, I think. So it doesn't look, what grew doesn't look like the photos, but you know, I got them from a seed company that's selling imported tubers, and you know, it's not that shocking to get something that doesn't look like what you intended when you bought it. So I might grow one of them. I'm definitely not growing a whole bunch of them. I didn't love it as much as I loved the photos, so that was a disappointment last year. but at least it's a good tuber producer, right? It's always the ones you're like not excited about. It's your babies that you like, you know, produce one tuber or something, right? So then Burgundy Berry, I have Grand Finale and Rocco, which were both new to me last year and didn't fare so well. So we're gonna cross our fingers on those. But Ivanetti is doing well. There's lots of tubers to choose from for him. And a new one that I'm adding this year, I thought I had purchased it from like a greenhouse, like already potted up and growing 2 years ago, but it ended up not being, that wasn't what it was. And it definitely looked diseased once it started growing. So that one got chucked, and I was able to find it again this year, Rebecca's World, although it is from a big box import. Like it's from I bought it from a seed supplier, but it's definitely an imported tuber. So hopefully I'm gonna pot that one up into a pot and keep it isolated this year, and hopefully it's healthy because it's gorgeous, and that is Rebecca's World. It's kind of a unique flower. It's a bicolor with white and burgundy, and the blooms are not uniform. So you can get different splashes of the color in different configurations and things. They're 5-inch blooms, and it's a fairly short dahlia, 3 feet is what it says. So I'm super excited about that one. In the black category, we have Karma Chocolate that I'm a little worried about. What I'm calling not Arabian Night, because I don't think it's Arabian Night. It's one that I originally got from the dollar store like 3 or 4 years ago. And it's gorgeous. I love it. It's a huge flower, but I don't think it's the right shape. I'll throw a picture up of it, how it looked this year. And it was one of the ones that, like, I had cut my stalks early before I dug them. And then we had a big rainstorm, and it kind of started rotting from the center stalk out. So I'm not sure how well, well, one, I only had a few tubers to work with that hadn't rotted out like at the neck or the crown. And I'm a little worried about how those tubers are storing. So that one remains to be seen. I had Holly Hill Black Widow and Holly Hill Black Beauty last year, and I got them mixed up. So I don't know which one I still have. I did lose one of them. I'm not sure which one I still have. Black Widow is a water lily type. Black Beauty is an informal decorative. Their blooms are both around the same size, like 4 to 6 inch blooms, and they're both around 5 feet tall. I think I was able to repurchase Black Beauty, so I'm hoping the one that I am overwintering is Black Widow, but it will remain to be seen, and as soon as they bloom we'll be able to tell, because their forms are quite different. Another one that I didn't know which color category to kind of put it with is I had Polka. So I only have one tuber, so hopefully it makes it, but it's kind of creamy colored. It's an anemone type, and it's kind of got creamy colored petals that are outlined in like a reddish burgundy color, and, you know, yellow fluffles in the middle. So hope that one makes it, because it's really pretty, and I didn't actually get to see it bloom last year, so I really want to see it bloom. The last color category we have is Purple Lavender, and there's a couple of new ones in this category. So some that I grew last year that we're crossing our fingers for are Sandia Show Me, Evelyn, and Trebby Dainty. But we also have Ferncliff Illusion, which is as good a producer, or maybe even more so, than like Sunny Boy. So many tubers. Thomas Edison, which is one of my all-time favorites. I love the color of that one, and it's a huge flower. Mexico, which is another anemone type. It's kind of got lavendery pink. I never know if it's lavender or if it's pink, but And then the two new ones is Snow Host Sonia, which is kind of like a pale lavender ball. It's 4 to 6 inches. The blooms are 4 to 6 inches, and it's about 4 feet tall, sorry. And then the other one, which I thought I had purchased a couple years ago, or maybe it was the right one, but it was from the dollar store and it didn't grow. So that's Vancouver. It's gorgeous. It's kind of got violet blooms with white tips. It was one I was really excited to grow that year, and then it was, you know, tragic when it didn't grow. But, you know, other dahlias helped ease the pain. So it's described as a dinner plate between 8 and 10 inch blooms, and it gets 3 to 4 feet high. So that will be super exciting to grow. So altogether, I think that's about 60 varieties. Some are going to be planted here at home. I think the ones that I want to baby and really make sure thrive will be planted here at home. And then, you know, some of the duplicates, like I said, I want to grow about 100. So about 40 of them will be duplicates. And those will go to the community garden. Or about 25 of them will. So where they don't need to be, you know, looked after quite as intensely, and they won't get as much water and, you know, all of that. So that is the dahlia plan for 2023. I would love to know what you're growing. What are your favorites? What are your favorite forms? You know, anything and all things dahlia. I love them. And we're gonna stay on top of it this year, guys. We're gonna make sure these things thrive, because it's kind of sad when you lose them. So I haven't checked on the tubers since we did that midwinter check video. We've had a warmer winter this year than last year, and they're definitely all sprouting, or a lot of them are. I can see it through the clear bins when I occasionally peek in, which is not ideal, but if they're sprouting, at least they're not rotten, right? Or withered up and died. So that's gonna be a mess when we dig those out and start potting those up, which will probably be in a couple weeks, sometime in April. Hard to believe it's getting to be, you know, close to the end of March here. But spring is coming, despite what the weather says today. So I hope you enjoyed that little dahlia chat today. I hope you come back for lots more. I hope you're having a great Monday. I thank you for watching, and we will see you next time.